Last week, my goodness, it was so devastating. The devil was trying to prove a point, but I didn't give him any choice to prove that point. The toxicity at the office was so suffocating that to the point that I will leave my home happy to go into the office and come back having a headache because some certain kinds of persons think because of they have authority they think they have God over your own life. They want to prove a point that they can act some certain kind of way and go scot-free. So it was so bad that I thought I was not going to come out without making wrong decision, without doing things I'm going to regret for the rest of my life. But you know what? The love of my family, my mom, my siblings, and my lady stood by me. See, having family is not for good times alone. It's for times like this, critical period like this, when the devil is trying to prove a point, but they stood by you and say, "Hey, we'll give you no chance to prove that point." That is what family is all about. It's the love, the connection, the guidance, the words of encouragement, the prayers. I'm telling you, we've been bonding these days with prayers at night, constantly praying, seeking God's face, because the trials and the temptation are too much. But I'm gonna tell you this: these are the ways of life. Without this temptation, that is trials, there is no life. These are the ways of life. These are the way that God is proving to you that you have a good family, you have a good lady by your side. Sometimes I will be like, "What's up? What is really happening to you?" And I'll be like, "I'm fine." She said, "No, you're not fine. Tell me what's going on." And even as a man, I don't want to open up. I try to control everything myself. But you're saying it's actually draining me. So when I share and I say, "This is what actually is going on," she'll be like, "Ignore them. Don't do this. Don't do that. Try to stay calm. Forget about this and do what you're supposed to do. Do the right thing." And I say those words of encouragement alone. Anytime the devil steps in your mind and say, "Why don't you take this decision?" and you remember those thoughts and you'll be like, "Oh, that's true." My mom alone, she was fantastic. Happy Mother's Day to my mom, to my sisters. Happy Mother's Day to them. They all stood by me. I had the best family ever. We had hands together. We prayed. We seek God's face. Said, "No, you can't let your children go through this phase of life. These are difficult times. We fail and we never stop trying." And God heard our prayers, and God came forth for me. He stood by me. He said He's never going to leave me or forsake me. That I can boldly say, "The Lord is my helper." I stood to those words. And I can tell you that I have come out from there triumphantly. And you see, let me tell you something. When you're going through phase like this, don't head back. Observe. There's something that you're supposed to learn from that. And if you do not learn from those things, they have a way of repeating themselves back. So when you learn from those things, in case you've seen a pattern that is similar to the previous one that you just passed, you know how to deal with them matured, in a matured manner. You know how to deal with them. Because you see this life of itself is full of temptation, persecution, all kinds of stuff. But when you go through them, it gives you the leverage that you can go through another one and pass to another one, and you all come out triumphantly. When you have a good family, you have a good woman that stood by you and said, "Whatever the case may be, I'll be there with you." And seeking God's face. As family, you sit down, you seek God's face. Believe me, you're definitely going to conquer because you're more than a conqueror. So once again, happy Mother's Day to the beautiful women outside in the world and the good women that have gone through hell. for their kids. Happy Mother's Day. God love you. Remember, God is love. Love is God. Never forget that.